Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Brian. Today we're back at our beach house to continue on our laundry room refurbish, rehab, rebuild, whatever project it is. Let's get after it. So if you're new to this channel, this video series, this laundry room suffered water damage. So I stripped what was left of the wallboard down, cabinets. It was cheap press board stuff. Okay, the washer's done now. And there was a door over there. We decided to eliminate that door because we don't really need it. I installed a window, blocked up a block wall on the outside, installed a window, put some new lights in, and the idea was upper part would be wallpapered, lower part would have wall boards and some blue paint and trim. We updated the plumbing, took a sink out, we're going to put a sink back, but we're running out of time. So today, we're going to go ahead and get the drywall primed, and we'll start with that. I've pretty much sanded this till I'm blue in the face, or white in the face. So there's probably going to be some voids. We'll just have to deal with that later. And this is raw drywall, so it's probably really going to suck this paint up. This primer up, I should say. So a little bit of an update, primed this. Found the horribly bad areas that were really bad as far as seeing sanding marks and low spots. So I've hit that with a little bit of joint compound. Not a lot, but this stuff for some reason takes a ton of time to dry. So in the meantime, I'm working on some other stuff. As part of the project to remove the refrigerator from that room, this new one's going here. So to redo this area, we're putting in tile. The tile's been purchased. Finally, there's a certain degree of how it has to match the refrigerator. I think we finally reached that. So what I've done is I've found the center of the opening, and I'm going to start running down the center, work to the outside, do the same thing on the ceiling, work to the outside. And then if we have a cut at the edge, it'll be the same on both sides. That's the plan anyway. I have some thin set mixed up, and I'll at least get started on putting some of these tiles up while I wait for the rest of that mud, that drywall compound to dry. So I may or may not have captured. Starting the tile up here. Anyway, I've been undone. Need to figure out the corner treatment. I did a little research on that tonight, but I wasn't happy with how that was going to turn out. I also started the crown molding in here. And yeah, it's as good as it's going to get for right now. You want to cut this and follow this line all the way around, but you want to back cut it a little bit also so it'll clear. The whole purpose of this is to make the joint fit as it should in the corner. So I might need to do a little fine tuning. You always need to. Now I'll fine tune this. You can also use a rasp or a file just to knock some of these corners down. I'll get that cleaned up a little bit. Like I need to back cut that a little more. I'll cut it to length and then we'll put it in. The method I'm using, you only need to cope one end. We'll cut this end just straight across. A little bit about the crown molding method I'm using. First piece, you just run it long, you just cut it square and nail it in. The next piece, you cope the end like I showed you. So that end's coped. It wasn't quite long enough, so I had to do a scarf joint where it overlaps, and then that'll get caulked, and you probably won't see that. In theory, you won't see that. And then at the end, you run that one long and square. So now the piece we just cut and did the cope joint on, that will fit up in there. And it's a little bit tight on this square end, so I will go and just sneak up on this cut and cut a little more off that end. So that's how I like to do it, is just leave this end a little long, and then it's a lot easier just to shave off to make it fit than trying to recoat this joint every time. All right, that's pretty good, and you can see how unlevel my ceiling is. That's what caulk's for. I had a little wood glue on that joint. Then the last piece, you have to cope this corner. Worst case, you would do a double cope, but I don't have a piece of trim that long. So we'll cope one, do another joint, and then cope the other end and just make that joint line up. I've come down to the last piece, got a scarf attachment there. And over here, I've coped this end. This is the way I normally do these. You can cope the end and then sneak up on the scarf joint so you get a tight fit. A little bit of glue on both ends. And the ceiling definitely has a bow in it. So I need to get this squeezed up here, as squeezed as it'll get.
Like all our extra doors.
Okay.
They were wadded up in the TV stand.
And make sure you don't run out of nails. Let's try this again. So as part of the consequence of adding the drywall to the studs, now the door jamb is recessed. So I've cut these spacers out of scrap woods that'll further this out and make it even with the drywall so the trim will sit flat. This is all going to get painted anyway. So it just so happens it sort of matches. Leaving this slight reveal here like the rest of the doors have. Got a piece of window stool molding. I'm going to attach here. Biscuits. Do a quick test fit. Looks like it ought to work. I don't really have any way to clamp it, but that should work. So you may have already noticed we got a little fitment problem here. We got a door that's going downhill, and somehow my ceiling ended up going uphill, even though it's level over here. So I guess the dryer's done. So don't pay attention to that. So in order to kind of disguise that little issue, I've taken this piece of top trim and we just cut a little taper on it. So that'll kind of blend that in. It's the hope anyway. We're making progress. Caulked everything. Finished trimming that window and that door with some kind of crown molding. One issue I noticed, please excuse the mess in our lockout closet, there was a lot of lint in this dryer pipe hose, and it had split. So I'm going to go ahead and take the time to hard pipe it, cut a hole in the wall, have some dryer aluminum piping. I'll go ahead and put that in there so at least it's hard piped and it won't get the lint buildup. I don't know if that'll show up, but there's a good bit of lint built up in there all the way through. I've already replaced this once. So I have it where this first piece will fit through the wall. And in here, I'll just go straight up the wall. So this aluminum dryer pipe has a little lock flange detail made into it where it should hook together. Kind of wiggle a little bit to get it square. And once you get that thing wrestled in there, tape the joint. So you can buy these 90 connectors that you can turn. To turn into 90 degrees, you just have to keep messing with them to get the exact 90 degree turn you want. So I've determined I need to cut a piece about 10 inches. I need to cut it this direction so it'll line up with my elbow and have the flow correct. So we'll mark it about right there. I mark it every so often. theory, I can try to snip it off. And hopefully I haven't wrecked the joint so much that it won't snap together. So I've gone that far. I need to come across and go there, and somehow I'm short on pipe. Off camera, I finished the piping for the dryer vent. I think that should be fine. Also off camera, I pretty much finished the whole project. Ran out of time to film. Just didn't want to give a bunch of time, so dropped the bar sink. Well, dropped a utility sink in here, cabinet. We're gonna come and do some fancier treatments. And actually on our way home today, we're gonna get a sliding barn door treatment to go here and put it in next time we're here, which would be about 4 months. And then as the bonus project, a little bar area, tiled all this, installed lights up there, just for a place to put our microwave. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.